Me?
I'm not sure. One of it.
Yeah.
That's
There?
good. That's good. That's perfect. Yeah.
No.
Good evening and welcome into another episode of the Boulevard Podcast. We are actually working tonight, so we got websites pulled up for y'all. We'll have lines on the screen. Yeah, and it feels good to be back. Week 13, guys. We're getting to the end here. Crazy how fast this went by.
I mean, yeah, next week is pretty much the final week of the regular season. I think we were talking. I think I put in the group chat like yesterday that Akron's already played their last game of the season. Their season's
Yeah.
done, which is just nuts to me when I saw that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it came, it went. I mean, it's bittersweet. We say it every year. We get the best matchups now, but at the same time, it's also sad because we know that's it. Like, we're not going to get very much more.
Yeah.
But it's tough.
Yeah. Little bit of a light slate this weekend, but doesn't mean we don't have any picks for y'all. But before we get into picks and breakdowns, we're going to hop into this bracket. We're going to hop into a little bit of news. And yeah. First off, let's start with James Franklin, officially the new coach at Virginia Tech. I personally think it's a great hire for them, right? He's a 10-2 guy. I think that's just what Virginia Tech's looking for, and I think it could get it done in the ACC. The ACC has shown some weakness. There's not really a dominant team every year anymore. Clemson's kind of stepped out of that role. I think this is great for Virginia Tech. James Franklin, a really good recruiter, get some people in there, and he gets to start early. He's already getting people recruited to Virginia Tech. So, what do you guys think about the hire for Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great hire for them. I mean, I think it's exactly what they need right now. And look, as much shit as we talked about Penn State, not being able to win the big games, this, that, and the other, but look, he gets some dudes in there, and he produces some talent. So, I think it's a great hire for Virginia Tech, probably the best one they've had in quite a while. So there's going to be a lot of buzz around that program and stuff going forward, and he's going to get some names in there. They get their NIL right, and like you said, the ACC, they can definitely compete in that conference. Just because it feels like a free for all every year on who it could be. So I think it's a great fit for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, it was a good hire. I don't know how you feel about it, T. I know he was the name being floated around maybe in Arkansas circles, or at least for what I saw on Twitter, he was a name that was potentially on the board for you guys. He's off now. I feel like we transition to this every week, but I mean, is there any new rumblings in the Arkansas coaching search? I mean, I feel like someone's got to be the servicing now, unless they're just going to keep Bobby. But
I definitely don't think it'll be Bobby at this point. I
No.
feel very confident in that. Now I don't know if whoever it ends up being, if they end up keeping Bobby, but to be honest with you, I don't even think Bobby will want to stay because I think in him coming here, it was kind of his plan or expectation to take over the program.
Right.
But I think I can say with a lot of confidence that that's not going to happen. Galesh's name's getting thrown out there quite a bit right now from South Florida. So, but I mean, nobody knows. Nobody knows anything right now.
Yeah, the main report that I heard today was Summerall from Tulane.
Summerall's getting thrown out there.
He's kind of gained the most interest here, which that's not really going to gain a whole lot of traction with them currently in the playoffs. So you kind of just got to wait and see.
Yeah.
I think I've heard Gruden's out. It's not Franklin. It seems to be Golish or Summerall, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to you got to look at LSU and Florida. They're still those jobs are still open, and you got to Auburn. You got to think that no offense to you, Big T, but you got to think those are
jobs.
Yeah, I mean that's better places to go to. So
100%.
I think if Arkansas was smart, they would get their guy under lock pretty quickly here. Someone like a Summerall or a Golish and move on and get to recruiting. But yeah, just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Let's hop over here to this bracket real quick. Let's get into some playoff talk. The top three are unchanged. Ohio State sitting at number 1, Indiana number 2, Texas A&M number 3. After that incredible what was it, 27, 30-point comeback. I mean, that I cannot believe they came back
Yeah,
and won that
that's
game.
insane.
That was actually crazy. And then Georgia moves up to the number 4 spot, and I can say that this team has looked very, very good the last 2 weeks. They're starting to play complete games. If they can keep doing it, I think they deserve to be there. Texas Tech sitting at 5. Ole Miss at 6. Ole Miss really don't have anything to lose at this point. I think they're probably locked in. Oregon at 7. Big game against USC this week. I really could see if USC could go on the road and win this game, they're sitting at that like number 15 spot. You could see a big jump from them in the playoff rankings here to maybe sneak in as that 10th team to get in. Number 9, Notre Dame, which it seems like Notre Dame's kind of coasting here at this point. Oklahoma at 8. Oklahoma gets in there. Texas moves out. Miami's your ACC representative at 11. And the two bigger ones for me is Alabama drops all the way down to number 10, and Tulane is your G5 representative at the moment, which an interview with John Summerall today says he didn't even expect it. He said, we're an average team. We have not played good this year. I can't believe we're in the playoffs. We don't deserve to be. That could be coach talk, right? Trying to get his guys hyped up, saying, listen, you're here.
Yeah.
You're here and you got a chance to do something. But I wholeheartedly thought it was going to be North Texas. I know, Jose, you've got another team on your radar, so I'll let you kind of talk about that real quick. The playoff bracket as a whole, your G5 team, and who might sneak in here.
Well, I think the committee's already told us that the G5 representative will be the winner of the AAC because they've had South Florida, they've had Memphis, and now they have Tulane. How Tulane got in over James Madison, I don't really understand it. James Madison has a higher strength of record, strength of schedule. Like they play better ball. If you want to talk about metrics or numbers, I mean, on a neutral field, I would have James Madison probably like around 5.5-ish point favorite over Tulane. Sure, they've had some decent wins. Tulane, like they beat Memphis obviously, which was a really good game. They beat East Carolina, which is a pretty good win. Duke, I guess. But I mean, this is the same team that got blasted by UTSA. What, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It's not like this team has been consistently getting better. They just recently got blasted against an average team, maybe below average team. So I'm really, really surprised that Tulane got the nod here over a North Texas, over a James Madison. But ultimately, this just means to me that your G5 rep's going to come whoever wins the AAC, unless it's Navy. Even Navy, if they win out, then maybe they'll get in. ECU still has a shot. They're 5-1 in the conference. Like this AAC, it's going to come down to a lot of different tiebreakers as this thing plays out. A lot of these conferences will, honestly, but I'm stunned that Tulane was the team that got the nod over some of these other teams there, over James Madison and over North Texas.
Yeah.
It's really stunning. As far as G5 goes, that was the biggest shocker to me.
Do you think USC could sneak in that last team that is not auto bid, obviously, that last team to get in if they beat Oregon this week?
I don't see why they wouldn't. If they knock out Oregon and they obviously win against UCLA, that would put them at 10-2. It would take a lot of convincing for me not to put in a Big Ten team that finishes 10-2. You know what I mean? So I do think this game is a win and in scenario for both teams. However, you could probably make the argument that if Oregon loses, maybe they still have an outside shot at getting in with 2 losses only. But the word around here is that if SC wins this game and obviously beats UCLA next week, that they're going to be in. And just the way these, like a lot of these teams got to play each other still in front of them, I would expect SC to get in, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay. Couple thoughts real quick, and then I want you to kind of see what you're thinking, Big T. Is it safe? I mean, I know it's not safe to say it here, but pretty confidently, I feel like I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 are probably locked in at this point.
Yes.
Ohio State, A&M, Indiana, Georgia, and Ole Miss. The reason I don't include Texas Tech there in the 5 spot is because they could lose that Big 12 title game. and that could possibly knock them out. I don't. Where do y'all stand on that? If Texas Tech would lose the Big 12 title game, do they still get in, or are they out?
They would need help. In my opinion, they would need help. Like
a lot of help.
They would need help. I
Yeah.
can't imagine, like because at that point, then yeah, you're looking at like a like for let's just say for argument's sake, because they're in the same state. Okay, if Texas Tech loses the championship game and finishes at 10-2, let's say Texas beats Texas A&M last week of the season, goes to 9-3. Who's the committee going to take? 10-2 Tech or 9-3 Texas?
Yeah, I mean that's tough.
I would assume they would take Texas, and that's the kind of teams you're going to be debating now if Texas Tech doesn't win the championship game. Now, I know we might get into a little later, but for all due respect to the teams in the Big 12, there's really only one team that I could see giving them trouble in the championship game, and that team's like on the outside looking in to even get into the game.
Yeah,
there's maybe we'll discuss that, but
yeah,
there's only one team that I could see them giving them trouble, and that team would need a lot of help to even get into the championship game. So,
which team are you referring to?
I'm referring to Utah.
Utah.
That's the only team that I could see in the Big 12 that could potentially knock out Tech in the championship game. But if you look at the tiebreakers, I mean, they have a lot. They're gonna need a lot of help, like a lot of help to even make it. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out.
And my other thought I had on my mind real quickly was, it seems kind of obvious to me. We've got some great G5 teams, but the G5 representatives this year is just not going to be anywhere near as strong as what we had with Boise last year.
No.
And unfortunately, I would say that, I've seen the predicted spreads for every G5 that has been projected in the spot, and every single one of them's up in the upper teens, 17 to 20 range. And I think that you're going to see a blowout in that game. It brings the question of, does a G5 really deserve that spot, or should you give it to a Tech or a Texas or a USC? You know what I mean? Just food for thought. But Tyler, go ahead.
Go ahead, T.
Tyler, what do you think? What do you think about this bracket as a whole? G5 team, any sleepers maybe, and then we can kind of get into that talk of should the G5, especially this year, be represented, or should you give it to a Texas or a Tech or a USC?
As far as the bracket as a whole, I'm fine with it as where it is right now. I think it's pretty spot on, to be honest with you. Maybe outside the G5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're okay.
Separate the G5 from the equation. I mean, I think it's spot on. To be 100% honest with you, I really hope BYU doesn't find a way to get in there, to be honest with you. I mean, I really hope they don't find a way to get in there. And the team that you just talked about, Jose, that I hope they do find a way to get into the playoff because they can make some noise, would be Utah.
Yes. If Utah gets in, we're betting on Utah. I'm telling you 100%.
Right now. I do think they can make some noise in the if they get in. They're going to need a lot of help to get there, like you said, but I do think that they can make some noise. But outside of that, I think it's pretty spot on. And with the G5 thing, it's hard because, like, I do believe that Boise deserved to get in last year. And they did play a fairly competitive game against Penn State last year in their game, in the playoff game. So, like, but I don't know how you do that on, like, a year-to-year basis. You either include them or you don't. So, like, there's either going to be uproar that they are included and they get wiped, which, to be honest with you, this year that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah. But then, other years you may have a team like your Boise last year that come in and can actually compete. So,
yeah,
I mean, unless they
wasn't Boise ranked fairly high last year? Like, wasn't Boise in that top 15 at some point?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think last year's Boise team was deserving of it too. I think they were there talent wise. So, I mean, unless you expand the playoff from 12 to 16 or 18 or something, I mean, there's really
That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. I mean, outside of doing that, I don't know, like, what other direction you go as far as the G5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it definitely feels like it's a participation trophy, at least for me. Like I was thinking about this earlier. Yeah. Like they're just rewarding the G5 team for being the best of the G5, but like we all know that these are not the 12 best teams in the country, And I think like with this bracket, people were kind of we're hoping that we would get an expanded playoff and get better teams in there. But in reality, like, a lot of these teams are good, but including a G5 team who is just significantly, worse than these other teams. Like, yeah, you're gonna be. It's like. Yeah, I just don't see it sticking around, guys. I don't. I think eventually they're gonna transition away from this G5 stuff.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah. Another thing too. I don't know if Brian's here tonight, but I would love to see Notre Dame play a conference title game. I know they've been independent a long time, but I would love to see them play in the ACC title game or something. I think
they don't need to.
Yeah.
Until the committee starts punishing them for that, there's no reason for them to. But I
agree
with you.
Yeah. I would love to see it, but I mean, there is no need to it because they got to win their last do they have one game left? They got to win their last game, and they're locked in.
I'll actually be there against Stanford next week.
So, but anyways, anything else on the playoff bracket from you guys?
There was a couple of things I wanted to touch on real quick. One of them was I wanted to see how close Miami was to Notre Dame, because when this bracket first came out, I think they were like 8 spots away. Then they were like 6 spots away. Now they're 4 spots away from Notre Dame. And for me, it's just setting up for a hell of a discussion the last week of the season, or like whatever the Selection Sunday is, whatever the equivalent is to that for college football. Like I think the committee is starting to understand, or starting to maybe not right their wrongs, but like realize like, hey, we can't have Miami so far away from Notre Dame, because that was the big discussion. I know I came on here and was talking about it. I saw the people on Twitter talking about it, as the weeks went on, and wondering why was Miami so beneath Notre Dame when they have the same amount of losses and Miami beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I understand it was week 1, and sure, like the team wasn't the way it is now. CJ Carr wasn't playing the way he is now, but you still played. It has to matter somewhat. And I think the committee is realizing that. So just curious to see exactly how much higher Miami can climb. I think as it stands right now, they're on the outside looking in to make the ACC championship game. Yeah, they are.
They need a lot of help.
They're going to need a lot of help. So like, again, these teams that are there right now, like BYU, who else, Utah, Miami, like these teams are all, Vanderbilt, like they're ranked ahead of some of these other teams like USC and Texas, but they really can't help themselves all that much. They're not going to play for a Big Ten, their conference title game. So I'm really, really curious to see how high Miami can climb and get close to Notre Dame until Selection Sunday.
Yeah.
Also, I was really curious to see where Texas fell to, because I think out of all the 3-loss teams, Texas is the only one that I guess has a chance to actually make it as a 3-loss team. And I thought to myself, okay, if they fall to like 14 or 15, then the committee is going to that's the committee saying to us, if they beat A&M, they're going to be the first team in, like if the bubble expands. But dropping to 17, that's kind of signifying to me that they probably won't get in.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what happens against A&M. And I mean, it would require a lot of mayhem. Like it would require like Mississippi State beating Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl. It would require probably BYU losing, Miami losing, Vandy losing the 10. Like it would require a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what you guys think about, if Texas still has a shot, regardless of what happens against A&M, because now I think that's just where the ranking is too low. And then my final thing was that there's one other team in the Big Ten that we keep talking about, like SC and, all these 2-loss teams, but Michigan only has 2 losses. And like if they beat Ohio State, which we can never rule that out, as much as it pains me to say, if they beat Ohio State, like that would be the best win in the country this season by far. But I'm starting to wonder, do they even have a chance of getting in? Because they're all the way down at 18. Like, yeah, that's a pretty, I mean, the bubble as of right now ends at Alabama at 10. That's the last bubble team getting in. So you're saying they're going to jump, 8, 9 spots to get into this playoff off one win? I mean, you could probably sell it to me, but I'm not sure if I'd actually buy it at the end of it. So there's still a lot of question marks I have. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but it's kind of going to be a little bit more discussion today.
The Michigan thing makes sense, because if you beat Ohio State, that warrants a fairly significant jump, in my opinion, and you only have 2 losses as a Big Ten team. That's just something we're going to have to wait and see what happens, right? As far as the Notre Dame Miami thing, one of the committee members came on and was talking about it, actually, and he said the reason that they have it like that at the moment is because Notre Dame's 2 losses are 2 teams that are in the playoffs currently. Miami's 2 losses are teams that are not even ranked. That's why it's like that. Just, I don't know. That's just what he said.
I get it. Like,
yeah.
And don't get it wrong. Like, I think Notre Dame is a better team than Miami. I do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, at the end of the day, like, it's not like they're a significantly better team. It's not like a couple years ago when we were discussing Florida State versus Alabama to get that final spot, and I was here advocating for Alabama. I think we all were.
Yeah.
Like that was a significant difference in talent. Like that,
Right.
Alabama was like 18 points better. Like sure, Notre Dame's better than Miami, but they'd be like what 5 or 6 point favorites on a neutral field. I mean, sure, that's their favored, but that's not like a whole lot. And
Yeah.
they did play. They played and Miami won. Like I don't know. I'm curious on that one. John, I
Yeah.
don't know if you have if you can pull it up on your screen, like on FanDuel or DraftKings, like what the current odds are to make the tournament, to make the CFP. Like I would be curious to see I haven't checked yet what Miami's odds are. Like, do they which teams do they think are pretty much a lock to get in at this point compared to what we think?
Yeah, I'll pull it up here.
So they have Ole Miss as the absolute favorite to get in.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ole Miss is sitting there at the top. Texas Tech, Notre Dame kind of seems like locks. They don't even have odds for A&M, Ohio State, or Indiana. So that's kind of what we're looking at. You see Georgia Tech, Virginia, your two ACC teams. Look, North Texas is plus 100 over Tulane at plus 190. So that's kind of interesting here. You do see James Madison down there.
You got Utah favored over Miami
there
too.
you see USC, Navy at plus 3,000. Texas sitting at plus 1,500, Michigan at plus 700, and Vandy at plus 400. I mean, yeah, there's just you kind of see your ACC teams here and some G5 teams, along with a couple of Big 10 teams spread in the mix. That's what it looks like.
So okay, we see Alabama minus 250 there. Let's say Alabama finishes 10-2, they beat Auburn. I think they're still in the driver's seat to make the SEC championship game. Let's say they lose that game to A&M and they finish 10-3. Are they in? Or are they out? Or is that a must-win game for them?
From what I heard watching the playoff show the other day is that they are not considering
conference championship
losses into the resume.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they started to it last year too.
Yeah. So even if Alabama if Alabama makes it and loses, they're not going to penalize them for losing that game. Is basically what he was saying.
Yeah, because then you're going to run into the problem of people not wanting to make the game, because if it's going to hurt you to make the championship game and lose, then what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's what he said when they were talking about it on the playoff show Tuesday night or Monday night, whichever one. That they weren't penalizing conference championship like teams that lose in the Power Four. So
I'm say okay. Would you guys currently rate Utah as a top 12 team? Like, are they one of the 12 best teams in the country?
Yes.
John?
I'd say they're on the fringe. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're better than BYU.
Do they get in?
No.
Well, I don't. What's their playoff situation? Or I'm sorry, what's their conference championship situation?
So if you go over to the Big 12, I believe they're currently 5-2, but there's like 5 other teams that are 5-2.
Yeah. Would it be Texas Tech and?
So as it currently stands, if Tech wins out, I think Tech's already in this conference championship game.
Yeah.
BYU wins out, or if they win this week against Cincinnati, I think they're in. If BYU loses this week, then it becomes like mayhem, because like Utah, Houston, Arizona State, and Cincinnati would all have the same amount of wins and losses in the Big 12. And I think just like based off tiebreakers and the way it breaks out, like if Cincinnati wins this week, then the team that controls their own destiny would be Arizona State. If they won out, then they would go to the championship game against Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So like Utah would need like multiple teams to lose this week and next week to even make their championship game. And I don't really see them getting in as an at-large. So they're going to need a lot of help to make it. But it sucks because this is a team I wanted to bet on if they made it, because I think they're playing really, really hot right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're sitting at the third best team, plus 1,200 to win that Big 12 title game. Other than that, you see Sunbelt, James Madison. What was the American here? You got North Texas and Tulane.
It's crazy that North Texas has better odds all the way around when they have Tulane's in there.
I know.
Do you think it's just because of the ass whooping they got from South Florida?
I just think they fucked up. And I think they know they did. But that's just me.
I think it's because, like, as it currently stands, the conference championship game would be Navy, North Texas. if I'm not mistaken. Like that would be like I want to say North Texas and East Carolina are tied with Tulane in the conference.
Uh-huh.
But North Texas currently owns the tiebreaker over them. So while Tulane is currently like the favorite, like if North Texas wins out, it'll be North Texas Navy in the AAC championship game. So they're just assuming that North Texas will win out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why Tulane's in there right now, but that is definitely one that'll work itself out in the future.
Yeah, for
North
sure.
Texas controls itself.
Yeah, they control their own destiny for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. One other thing, really quickly here, I was going to bring up is Sam Levitt is heavily exploring his options to leave Arizona State, which I kind of figured he would. Just kind of be interesting to see where he ends up next year. I saw someone post on Twitter, Six got his next guy. He seemed like a perfect Indiana guy. One and done, play some good ball, go to the draft.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly,
of the potential guys to enter the portal, he's got to be near the top. I think North Texas quarterback will get paid too, Mestamaker.
Yeah. He seems like a Indiana guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he also seems like an Indiana guy.
But I'll tell you,
LSU's gonna need a quarterback too.
Well, I'll tell you who they're gonna pay, and I'll tell you, I know this school can't afford to keep him. It's our guy since week 1. I can't pronounce his name. JKS from Cal.
Yeah,
he's getting paid. Someone will pay that man right there.
He sounds like Sellers is gone too, and
Sellers will get paid.
Yeah, it's interesting, the transfer portal and how it all works now. But we're gonna hop over here to some ball games real quick. We're not a ton going on this week. Some lower end games, I guess, but we're getting to the meat of it, the good stuff. We got Missouri at Oklahoma, ranked game. Oklahoma sitting at 7.5 favorites, over under 41.5. No play from me on this game, but I'll pass it over to you guys, see if y'all got anything.
I think Bo Pribula, I don't think he's going to play this weekend.
Yeah, he was doubtful last I checked.
He was doubtful last I checked. Yeah.
I'm shocked he's even practicing, having a chance to play.
Yeah, so I want to go Missouri in this game, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I do think they can compete in the trenches and run the football well, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to score enough points to stay in it. So I haven't played anything yet, but as of right now, I would lean Missouri in this one.
Anything from you, Jose?
Yeah, I will play Missouri in this one. I think this Oklahoma team is a good team. However, they are a great team to bet on when they are underdogs, when they are favorites, when they're dropping points. I just don't feel comfortable laying that with this team, especially with this offense. This Oklahoma defense is great. It really is. It's one of the best in the country. They've shown that these last couple of weeks. They've only won because of their defense. I mean, they got outgained by Alabama by over 200 yards last week. Against Tennessee, it even seemed like they were on life support that first half, those first few drives. So this Oklahoma team has been right in their defense. But Missouri's defense obviously is no slouch either. They're really, really good. It's a very low total, 41.5. And I feel like on principle alone, you have to take the 7.5 points when you have two ranked teams, two great defenses. Again, I don't really know how Missouri scores. They're going to run the shit out of the ball with Ahmad Hardy. And that's about it. We've seen teams have minimal success against Oklahoma on the run, like on the ground. Texas was able to run the ball a little bit on them. I think Michigan was able to run the ball a little bit on them. Auburn, I think, was decent on the ground against them. So it's not like Oklahoma has like this all-time elite run defense, but still their defense is good enough in all areas to make me wary of betting Missouri. But nevertheless, I think I'm going to get there with the 7.5. The 7 and the hook is the key for me here. I need John Mateer to play like the John Mateer, the bad version of himself, right? And he really hasn't been all that great this season. Like, I know, he's made a few plays here and there, but in the grand scheme of things, he's been pretty underwhelming. So to lay 7.5 points with him, I just don't see it. So yeah, I'll take Missouri here. I'm going to get there on that hook.
Okay.
And I feel pretty good about it.
We'll move on down through here. A game with some ACC implications. Louisville traveling to SMU. SMU sitting at that 2.5 number. I don't really have a play myself here. I lean Louisville, actually. They've had some close losses the last 2 weeks, but they do have a formidable run game, and they can control clock here. Their defense could just hold together and play a complete game. I think that they could definitely win this game. No official play for me, but lean Louisville.
T.
I don't have a play for me either. With this SMU team, it either feels like they're scoring 50 or they're scoring 12.
Yeah.
Like it's just there's just like no happy medium with this team. They're either lights out or they just don't have it. So I would lean SMU here at home, I guess, just on the chances. They have been playing pretty good the past 2 weeks, where they've been putting up a lot of points and been able to move the football. So I would do that here. And Louisville's offensive struggles kind of worry me in a game like this too. So especially in a game if SMU can be firing on all cylinders and the way that Louisville's struggling to really throw the ball. I mean, they're running the shit out of the ball. They've got two really good running backs.
Yeah.
Like two really good running backs who can run the ball well, but they still are struggling to kind of put the ball in the paint. So no official play for me, but I would lean SMU.
I want to say SMU. Let me pull it up real quick. Actually, they're in the thick of this ACC run, guys. Like they are not out of this whatsoever.
They're one of the teams I think control their own destiny in the ACC. I believe.
Are they?
I don't think they need a lot of help. I know that Miami needs a lot of help. I think it's mainly Georgia Tech, SMU, and.
Well, I'm looking at it. Let's see. So it says Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pitt, and SMU.
Virginia.
They all have one loss, but Georgia Tech plays Pitt this week, so one of those teams will take each other out.
Yes.
So it looks like Virginia, who finishes with Tech and just with Tech, I guess. I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know.
Yeah, SMU finishes with Louisville, and then they got to go to Cal.
Yeah, maybe SMU has the inside track here. I don't know. I mean, Brett Lashley has taken himself out of the coaching circles, I guess. I mean, he's done a great job again because this SMU team was not that good, not compared to last year.
No.
And I got sidetracked because we got a comment. John, if I want to read that out. Did we? Is that a comment? I can't see. I can't.
I don't have anything. No.
Tyler, do you see? Okay, I could have sworn I got.
I do not know.
I see it now. Yeah, it just popped up. How do you guys feel about the claims that Ohio State is the most fraudulent number 1 seed in the history? I don't.
Oh, you're asking the wrong.
Yeah. This is an Ohio State podcast right here.
No, it's a Tennessee Volunteers podcast.
Yeah, we'll let John answer this question.
Listen, I'm unbiased here about Ohio State. They're the best defense I've seen since Georgia's Kirby Smart's national championship defense back in the day. So no, they're not fraudulent. They're a very good team. They just haven't had to do much to really be that number 1 team. The defense is dominant. They're not flashy, but you'll see that pick up more here when they play Michigan and Indiana. And if they win both of those games, then no one's really going to debate the number 1 seed topic. In my opinion, they are deserving. So, but that's just my take on it. So.
Well, I mean, they're definitely not fraudulent. I can tell you that.
No.
They're not fraudulent by any stretch of the imagination. They are one of the best teams in the country this year. And again, this isn't even the year Ohio State was supposed to be good. All these guys are sophomores. Next year was the year Ohio State was supposed to be dominant.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as these guys stick around, they may be going for a 3-peat next year.
Yeah.
I know I got sidetracked in the SMU, but I do want to finish that point real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure they control their own destiny in this conference, and I think next week we'll have a much clearer picture. We'll probably go through this a little more in detail for every team's like potential, conference championship odds, or whatever. Yeah. But for Louisville, I mean, they had 2 weeks ago they were on top of the world. I mean, they were the highest ranked ACC team. They had a lot going for them. They've had 2 absolute duds. Miller Moss talking about how it's a culture thing. In the post-game pressure, just putting his team on blast. Dabo walks into there last week and snipes one for us because I think we're all on Clemson. Yeah. This Louisville team is falling, and I don't want to get in the way of it. SMU's on the up and up. Louisville, I think it's just if you're gonna bet Louisville, I think you're trying to catch the falling knife, and I'm not gonna try and do that. This line is a little bit fishy to me, but not enough for me to say don't bet it. I probably won't get there, but it'll be an interesting game to watch. But I would lean SMU.
Yeah. Real quickly over here, Baylor, Arizona. Baylor traveling to Arizona. I actually am on Arizona officially at -6.5. No, we see at -7 right now. But Arizona's defense has been sneaky good. They've held their last 5 teams under 200 yards passing. And I really believe that's all Baylor has, right? And I also believe this team's given up on themselves. Arizona at home getting 6.5, playing really good defense against a team that really has to focus on throwing the ball. Give me Arizona -6.5 there. I would play the 7 as well. But yeah, anything from you guys on that game?
I just want to say, like, I was all over Arizona in the preseason. They a few games short of making this conference championship games, but I was really, really high on Brent Brennan. And I think he's done a phenomenal job this year at Arizona. This is a team to look out for next year, in my opinion, as long as they keep some of their core guys. Their pass defense is no joke. Sawyer Robertson, I think he's still one of the better quarterbacks in the Big 12. Hasn't played to the level that I think he could play at. And yeah, this Baylor team is definitely on corpse watch right now. And if they make a bowl, I'm not even sure if they're bowl eligible right now, but if they make it, like, they're for sure on corpse watch. Like, I would imagine this is like, if, again, we'll get into this later, but if Baylor makes a bowl, I'm pretty sure they'll make it at 6-6. So you want to bet on the team that Baylor's playing against, because I can guarantee they're going to fire Randa and all their players will transfer. This team is hanging on by a thread right now.
Yeah. Anything from you, Big T?
No official play. I would lean Arizona here as well. I think Baylor's just done. I think they're done. I think they're already, looking forward to next year. I think everybody knows Randa's getting fired. So, I mean, I think they're just kind of biding their time.
And we are at that point now in the season where, like, teams will start to quit. I'm not saying every team will, not every team does, but, like, definitely this is the time of the year where teams are starting to look into the next season or look into the portal.
Yeah, for sure. We got 3 games on our screen right here. We're going to talk about really quickly. All of them with the same exact spread, 9.5. Well, first of all, I'll just go through my 3 real quick, and then Jose, you can go through the 3, and then Tyler, you can go through the 3 if you have any plays. I don't have any official plays on all these. I'm heavily leaning Kentucky here. I feel like they played some pretty good ball, sitting at +9.5. I know it's been touching 10, and then it goes back down to 9.5. If I get a 10 on Kentucky, I'll probably take that. Playing Vandy, I think they can hang. The freshman quarterback's kind of been getting the hang of things. Defense has been holding on by a thread, getting stops here and there. But yeah, I do like Kentucky. No play on Arkansas, Texas, but Arkansas, my God, they've lost every game 1 or 2 points. It's unbelievable. And then USC traveling to Oregon. I do like USC here. Oregon has not showed me much. I know it is hard to travel to Eugene and play. But I think it's going to be a shootout, and it's going to come down to the last possession, in my opinion. So yeah, I would definitely lean USC there. No official play for me, but I will probably be on that Kentucky line. So,
well, we just talked about teams that have quit. I don't think Arkansas's quit. Like, they're playing their ass off. They come up short. I don't know, T. Maybe you can talk a little more about it.
Yeah, our defense is shit. We can't stop anybody. Taylor turns the ball over damn near every game. I think he's at 10 or 11 interceptions on the year. So, and when you just combine those two, it's just hard. It's hard to win. You know what I mean? When you're constantly giving up turnovers and you can't stop nobody, it just makes it real difficult. So, I don't think we've given up by any means. I mean, I do feel like we are playing pretty hard, but I mean, if you don't protect the ball, then it don't really matter. So,
you know what I think it is too, though. Real quick, I think some of these Arkansas guys are playing to transfer because they know they're getting a new coach, so they want some good film. They want some good film out there to lean on when they hit the transfer portal.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Which is fair because, I mean, if you get a new coach in, you assume that new coach is going to bring over his guys, like, from the previous.
Probably,
So they're going to say, you know what, you're probably going to have to transfer. Here's your chance. Like, go out there and ball out these last couple games before you put some tape out there,
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to take on this USC game?
Yeah, I like USC a lot in this game. I think y'all match up with styles of play. I think y'all match up physicality wise too. And I'm just not there with Oregon. I'm just not. I'm not there with Oregon at all. I'm not convinced that this team. I do, agree with John in the sense that it is a very hard place to play. But I'm not there. I think 10 is way too much. 9.5 is too much. So I do like USC quite a bit in this game.
Okay. So over here in Southern California, right? That's where I'm from. That's where I live. Everyone that I know, I mean, everyone's, a USC fan over here. They say this Saturday, we're going duck hunting. There's a lot of confidence over here that SC is going to take out Oregon. Listen, on one hand, what has Oregon really showed us? I mean, their best win is Northwestern. I think it's 5-4. I guess Iowa, but even then, it was by 1 point, right? Iowa's a feisty team. They were up 14 on us last week against that. They were up 14 on SC, and I'll give the boys some credit. They fought back and they came back and won that game. But the key here is that Oregon, we like to think of Oregon as like this high-powered offense, and they are. Like they are a great offense, but they have definitely changed their team up since moving to the Big Ten, in which they are a run-heavy team now. They like to dominate in the trenches. That's what Dan Lanning has pretty much constructed over there at Oregon, and he's done a great job at it because they're number one in the Big Ten in rushing the ball. And we've seen the teams that give USC trouble. Who are they? It's Illinois, and they ran the ball. It was Iowa, up 14-0. They're a running team. Notre Dame beat us. They're a running team, right? For the most part, even Nebraska was up on us until Raiola got hurt, and they had no pass game whatsoever. So we've seen these run-heavy teams, run-heavy offenses give us trouble in the past. We also know that Lincoln Riley has a pretty bad record when he goes on the road. And if you want to dive even further, our starting quarterback, Jaden Maiava, he has significant home and away splits. Like when he goes on the road, he is significantly worse than when he is at home. So I understand why this line is 9.5. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, that's kind of a big number. Maybe it's a little trappy. Like they want me to take SC. But I do understand why it is. When you factor all that stuff out and you put it in the numbers, you'll probably get out a 9.5, 10. That's what it should be. That being said, I mean, SC has some of the best receivers in the country. If you guys don't know who Mekhi Lemon is, get to know him. He's probably gonna play. He's probably gonna be a first-round pick, at least a second-round pick. He is one of the best.
He'll go first round.
He is one of the best receivers I've seen at SC in a while, and I've seen a lot of great receivers. That's never been a problem with us. We've always had really, really good guys at that position. Conventional wisdom here tells me to take Oregon. It really does. Just the way they play the game. They're playing at home. A game that Oregon pretty much has to have. They have to win this game, right?
Game day's there a second time.
Game day's there a second time, right?
Yeah.
Like my gut is telling me Oregon's probably going to cover this game. But based on what I've seen with my eyes and my brain, I cannot lay 9.5. If it gets to 10, I feel like I have to take SC. I don't know if you bet this one already, Tyler. But if it gets to
10, 10 right now. So,
then I 10. I will. My kickoff, I'll probably be on SC. It just seems like too many points against a team that hasn't showed me enough.
Yeah.
But I understand why it is at this number. It should be a hell of a game. It's pull out all the stops because if Oregon wins this game, they're probably going to make the playoff. If SC wins this game, they'll probably make the playoff. Oregon will for sure make the playoff. Lincoln Riley, hold nothing back. Whatever you have in that playbook, pull it out for this game, So, yeah, I'll take SC here hesitantly, but I understand why the line is what it is.
Yeah.
We'll see if we go duck hunting on Saturday.
All right. Let's see what else here we got. Duke and North Carolina. Duke traveling to North Carolina. I'm actually on North Carolina here at 6.5. I'm fine with, or obviously I'd be fine with the 7. But Duke, they have turnover issues. They're not consistent, especially on the road here in a big rivalry matchup. North Carolina's kind of turning the corner here. They're starting to get their feet under them. They've been playing some good ball, hanging around with some teams. So I do like North Carolina in this big matchup here, rivalry matchup on the at home. Duke traveling to North Carolina. So I am on North Carolina plus 6.5. I don't think they'll win outright, but I have this closer to like a 3-point game. Anything for you guys on that game? That might be it.
No, there's one more.
Oh, BYU game, I think. Or
Two
Pitt.
more.
Let's talk.
Two more.
Yeah,
Two more.
let's talk about Pitt here. Pitt and Georgia Tech. I think Pitt will bounce back here personally. Over under 61.5. They did get exposed a little bit last week against Notre Dame.
But I don't think Georgia Tech's a good team. They're very reliant on Haynes King. Do they have grit? They have a lot of grit. They have a lot of fight. I love Brent Key as a coach. If Kirby Smart ever retires, I'd love, and I know he wouldn't, but I'd love for Brent Key to take over that team. I think he is one heck of a coach. He's doing a great job down there at Tech. But I don't think this is a great football team, and I really hope they don't get in the playoffs. So I'm kind of pulling for Pitt here to get the upset after a tough week last week. I think they do bounce back. Close spread, 2.5, but I would take Pitt here. Big T.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, this Georgia Tech team, and there's another game on here that I don't know if we're going to talk about or not.
You can talk about
Houston,
it. Go ahead.
With Houston, these two teams are like exactly the same to me. They win games, but they are so reliant on quarterback run game.
Yeah.
And it's just the way they, like, I'm not a fan of either quarterback throwing the ball. And just their play styles are just real non-conventional, but they win games. And I think this Georgia Tech team and this Houston team are the exact same. But I do agree with you on Pitt here. It's just the thing is when you play offenses that have the ability to score a lot of points and score fast, and you play that kind of style of offense, sometimes it's hard to keep up. If you're going against an offense that can really be clicking. So I think I would go Pittsburgh here as well. No official play for me though. I'll be watching, but not going to play anything.
Yeah.
You guys are betting against Haynes King on his senior night, one of the greatest players in Tech history, against Brent Key, in a primetime spot.
Haynes King will probably get a concussion.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you guys. I'm taking Pitt too, and I like Pitt a lot. I think the question is how much stock, or how much did you really believe Narduzzi last week when he said that this game did not matter, like Notre Dame game did not matter to Pitt? I mean, because they definitely played like it. They played like they did not give a shit about that game, dude. And
they can
again,
still get in that ACC title game and be in the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, look, do you think Narduzzi is a good coach? Because I think he's a pretty good coach. And like this was a really, really good like coaching. Like he was like, you know what, this game does not matter. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go out there and just run vanilla offense. I don't care if Notre Dame beats us by blasts us. The game that I'm worried about is next week. So if we believe this guy, then yeah, he should go out there and have a game plan ready to go for Georgia Tech. Yeah. Georgia Tech is like the absolute like the number one team in the country where they play to their opponent's level. Like they're playing a good team, they'll get up for it. They're playing a bad team, they're gonna play like shit, you know. So I expect a great game here. But you're giving me 2.5 points. I want to see this number hit 3 a little bit as well. If it's, I mean, it might be 3 at different books. If it gets to 3 on mine, I'll be on Pitt for sure.
It's there.
Then I'll be on Pitt. I like Pitt quite a bit here, guys. I think Tech has kind of been a little lucky, but been running lucky this season. Pitt probably should get him. Again, do you believe Narduzzi or not? I do. So, you know, I believe he intentionally got blasted last week to save his boys for this week.
All right, and let's move down here. We actually got 2 more games I'm going to talk about. First one we have is Tennessee at the Swamp playing the Gators. Listen, guys, I'm the biggest Tennessee fan there is. I love the orange.
I'd take Florida here. Tennessee's defense is not very good. They can't make a stop. You have to have a shootout with them, and this is probably going to be a shootout. But Florida's defense is pretty good. They have shown time and time again that they can keep their offense in the game. And if there was ever a game for DJ Lagway to have his best game of the year, it's going to be this game. I like Florida quite a bit here, actually, as much as I hate to say it. I would take Florida on the money line here and the +4, whichever one. I'm fine with either one. I think Florida will win this game.
Okay, can we set the record straight real quick? I was under the belief that you like Tennessee because you made a future bet on them. But are you saying you just like them anyways now? Like you're officially just a Vol?
I mean, I kind of have to like him because
he's been a Vol. It ain't nothing new.
No, I know he's been a Vol, but like
I'm an hour from Knoxville, man.
No, like, I know, but like you had always said no. I like Georgia. I'm a dog. I just was under the.
I am a Georgia fan.
No, but I was under the impression that the only reason you came out with Tennessee so publicly is because you had a future on them. Are you just now?
No. I do like Tennessee. The atmosphere. Listen, guys, like wholeheartedly open, serious right now. Like I I'm in East Tennessee. I'm near Knoxville. The culture's great. I love the people around here. The fan base is really cool. I am a Georgia fan. I've always been a Georgia fan, but it's nice to have another team to just kind of keep the eyes on and pull for here and there when they're not playing Georgia. So yeah,
Okay.
and Tennessee basketball is a lot of fun to watch as well. So and their baseball team,
for
so.
sure. No play for me. Slight lean Florida. I guess I'm just feeding into the whole I never bet Tennessee thing. But I can't really bet Florida because they're on quit watch too. So slight lean there with the Gators because that defense. But again, no play for me.
Yeah, Big T.
Yeah, I would slight lean for Florida at home, just with that defense. But yeah, no play for me. Watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. Real quickly, I actually don't have a play on this, but it's been on my mind. This North Texas game at Rice, I would not be surprised if North Texas wins by 50 after being left out of the playoff conversation, or not being in that 12 spot, because I think the majority of the country thought that they were going to be sitting at that 12 spot. I know the spread's 17.5. They might put up 50 on Rice here. So I have no play, but I just thought that was interesting. I think there's a real chance here North Texas goes off. They have the capability to do it. BYU traveling to Cincy to play Brendan Sorsby and crew. Plus 2.5 at home. No official play for me. Every time I fade BYU, they fucking blow out whoever they're playing. So I'm not playing. I'm not betting against them. I can't. I'm not betting against it. This team pisses me off so much. No play for me. Lean Cincy. I'll probably bet BYU though.
Well, I'll tell you what. That was probably the best performance BYU's had all season last week against TCU.
Yeah.
Like from start to finish, I knew after the first drive that bet was cooked. But this is a massive game for the Big 12. Like, in terms of like for conference, like, you know, this is the biggest game of the season for the conference. Like the winner of this game, if BYU wins this game, they're in the playoff. They're in the Big 12 championship game. Cincinnati wins this game, it throws a wrench in everything. So it's going to be really interesting to see this thing play out. Again, I feel like we've been pretty spot on with Cincinnati this year when we've broken them down. So I'm really curious to hear what Tyler has to say about this one. Right off the bat, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think BYU probably is the play here, guys. They looked so good last week. They were able to run the ball, establish the run with LJ Martin. The offensive line looked really, really good in the trenches. Cincinnati, I mean, Sorsby looked terrible last week against Arizona. They had no pass game whatsoever. Couldn't really run the ball. After the first few drives, Arizona shut those boys down. I'm really, really struggling to see how Cincinnati rallies. Scott Satterfield rallies the troops. And maybe if they had a better coach, I would think that they could, put something together. But I've never been a Satterfield guy anyways. I can't believe I'm saying it. And I already know. Cincinnati fans, you're welcome. I don't think I've ever bet BYU in my life. I can't remember the last time I bet BYU. I already know I'm going to bet BYU, and they will go out there and shit the bed.
BYU before Tennessee.
Yes, so there you go. That just goes to show I'm not always against certain teams. I will come around on them.
Yeah.
No play for me, at least not yet, but I do lean BYU. And this will probably be the only bet where I hope I get wrong. But as of right now, I just lean that way. Tyler, what do you think?
You know what? I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit if BYU's a player or not. I ain't betting it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm over this BYU team. I'm over the.
I hope they don't get in the playoff.
I hope they don't get in either. I'm over it. They're not fucking good. They're not. Now, with that being said, last week against TCU, look, TCU, we were all over, this. We were kind of hyping that team up.
Furry, what happened to the king of the Furries?
Josh Furry? They're shit. I'm gonna be honest. They're not good.
Dude, what happened to? Oh my god, dude, he let me down.
I don't know. It went. Whatever happened, it went downhill quick.
There must have been some furry festival like an hour before the game that he was just not fucking locked in or some shit, bro. Like I don't understand.
Because I'm gonna tell you, TCU kind of all year, but especially in the past month, has been really bad. Yeah. So I don't know if I can contribute BYU to they just played that great of a game, or is it TCU just kind of sucks right now? And don't get me wrong, BYU did play a good game. They did. but TCU also sucks. So I don't know that it's warranted for BYU to get a whole lot of praise. And look, we've done it multiple times this year. Back in our boy Brandon Sorsby up in Cincinnati.
You know what? You're talking me into it,
And
T.
and if I'm gonna play anything in this game, I'm gonna play Cincinnati. Home
Okay,
dogs.
At 3, I'm a buyer. Right? If it gets to 3, are you a buyer or no?
3, yeah, 100%. I'd take it. It's sitting at 2.5 right now if they're looking at it, and like I'd be fine with that. But if it gets to 3, yeah, 100%.
I'm in.
I think I would take my boys at home. I'm not.
I take back what I said. I'm on Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I do.
betting BYU. I can't do it. I can't do it either.
I can't do it either. But I do agree. I do understand what you're saying as far as what you feel like. BYU's playing, after last week. I get that. I really do. And all jokes aside, like that makes sense. But also at the same time, it's like, yeah, they played a really good game, but look, TCU's like they've really been struggling. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much you can contribute to that of BYU just being that much better. I guess we'll find out if we take Cincinnati this weekend. BYU's probably going to win by fucking 40. So we'll see. But
At 3,
I don't know. At 3, yeah, I agree. At 3, I'd get there.
All right. Real quick, while we're on the screen, I want to give a big shout out because we as a podcast, look, I've said this before, but a really good podcast will always admit when they were wrong, or they will give praise to people that they did not give praise to before who proved them wrong. And while we're staring at the screen, right under this, Arizona State against Colorado, I just have to say, Jeff Sims has played his ass off the last 2 weeks in college football season, dude. I mean, you want to talk about the jinx flake? You want to talk about all this stuff that we cursed this man, and now he's playing the best ball of his life. I think he won back-to-back Big 12 Player of the Week awards or something like that.
Yeah.
He ran for 250 yards 2 weeks ago in one game, 250 fucking yards. I mean, he is playing his ass off right now, dude. He has everything working for him right now. We gave him every single fucking jinx you could possibly give him. I have to give praise to this man. He is playing amazing.
Yeah.
And that dude, don't ever give up on your dreams. To any viewers out there, don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever say
it may take a 30-year-old college man to achieve his dream.
It may take fucking 8 years of college, but don't ever give up on yourself, dude. And he is the prime reason, because this guy was the worst player I've ever seen in my life, and he's playing amazing.
Yeah, it was bad.
I will give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that
you're
right
right
now.
There's a damn 29-year-old college basketball player this year.
Who? Where?
I can't remember who he's playing for, but yeah. Yep.
Jeff Sims.
That's crazy.
So that is our college football. We're going to do college basketball really quickly, and then we're going to give out our best bets of the week. I'll pull the screen up. Can you see that, Jose?
I sure can.
All right, cool. Honestly, not a ton of crazy I mean, we've had some good games tonight, but it kind of dies out with football coming up. You got Purdue and Memphis there. I don't know what that line is right now. I think it's like 14 or 15, but I'll have to check again. No play on that game for me. I am going to probably be on Wake Forest here playing Texas Tech. It opened at +9. That's just a little too much for me. Wake showed a lot of grit the other night. And hung tight, and Coach Forbes is a great coach, so I'll probably be on Wake that game. I'll probably be on Hawaii here at home playing Arizona State, and then Central Florida is one of the hottest shooting teams in college basketball right now. I don't know if it's sustainable. I'll have to see what that line opens up as. Anything on Thursday that pops out to you real quick, Jose?
Not necessarily. Not really.
Yeah.
Definitely a lighter schedule this week.
It is a lighter schedule this week. Yeah.
Getting ready for next week.
Yeah. Feast week, baby. The Players Era Festival is next week, and it's going to be great. We're going to have our Pilgrim Parlay for y'all. Pilgrim Parlay, baby. That'll be coming to you on are we going to do Wednesday next week, guys, or do we need to move it up to Tuesday?
I think we'll probably just discuss this later, but I would say next week will probably be one of our longer episodes.
Yes.
Just to any viewer out there, next week definitely prepare for a longer one, just because I'm assuming we'll go through different tiebreakers and scenarios, and
we'll probably dive into college basketball a little more heavily next week as well, and do a Pilgrim Parlay, and We might be live Tuesday. I don't know. We'll have to see what everyone's plans are. But maybe we'll stick to that Wednesday schedule. We'll have to wait and see. Wisconsin playing BYU. I actually haven't. This is on Friday night. I haven't watched Wisconsin a lot this year. Don't really know what they got going on. This is at 4:00. Actually, it's a daytime game.
What's that number supposed to be?
It has it at BYU -5. So I don't know. We'll have to see what that opens up as. Georgia is playing some really good ball this year, and Xavier looks god awful dog shit. That team's got a lot of work, a lot of chemistry to figure out. Georgia is flowing right now, so be interesting to see what that line is. Other than that, that Butler South Carolina game is pretty good game. Have to keep up with that line and see what that opens up as. And then on Saturday, it's kind of weak with all the college football. Providence, Penn State, your best game. It looks like nothing really from me on any of these. I'll have to just kind of wait and see. That UC Irvine Northern Iowa game will be really good. And Sunday, Virginia plays Butler. So, yeah, it's a light schedule for basketball this week. But that's okay. Let's get into our best bets of the week here and our dog of the week, and then we'll wrap this thing up. You want me to go first? I'll go first. I got Arizona -6.5 playing Baylor. I got UNC +6.5 playing Duke. Those are my two official plays. My dog of the week is Pittsburgh playing Georgia Tech. I really like Pittsburgh this week. They're my dog of the week. And outside of that, I've been getting hot in basketball. So hop over on Action, because where those lines are every 24 hours, that's when you'll see the bets from me. But I'm heating up in basketball, getting hot. I've turned the season around. I'm in the green. I think I'm hitting it like 70% the last 7 days. So that's it for me, though. Arizona, UNC, and Pitt as my dog of the week. Big T, what you got?
As of right now, the only thing I have bet so far is Missouri. It's hitting at +7.5 right now. I'm going to be probably betting on SMU against Louisville. It's going to be a lighter slate this week. And then going to look at the BYU Cincinnati game, and I'll probably be betting Florida. And I would say that's probably going to be my dog for the week, because I believe if the stat I read was just correct. I don't know that. When was the last time Tennessee has won in Gainesville?
In the
I'm
swamp?
not sure.
Yeah, like early 2000s. I'm pretty sure if the stat I just read was correct. So that will be my dog of the week.
I'll be on Missouri, 7.5-ish, whatever that number is. Should probably stay there. Pitt +3. That's probably my favorite play this weekend. Primetime game. I love that one a lot. I will also be on a Friday night game. Has a lot of implications in their conference, although not necessarily for the CFP. But this winner of this game, I think, is in the driver's seat to make their the Mountain West Championship game. Hawaii +3 against UNLV Friday night.
I was not, dude. I wanted to take Hawaii as my dog so bad. You just got me on Hawaii. Let's go.
I will be on Hawaii Friday night.
Go.
That is a big game in that conference. Both teams having a really good season.
I really like Hawaii.
So I'll be on the Rainbow Warriors getting 3 points Friday night. That was a game I had circled. Other than that, again, a very light card this week, boys. Nothing really jumps out to me. Yeah, it's light. It's light. So
yeah,
I think half the SEC teams
kind
are playing against fucking FCS teams. So
yeah, it's kind of off week. So,
yeah.
But it picked back up next week, and we got Feast Week, Pilgrim Parlay. Really start diving into the playoffs here, getting ready for conference championships. So that is it for this week. You can follow us over on Action on X. Jose posts on Reddit for us. Jose, what do you have a record currently? I know we had another winning week this week.
Another winning week. Let me double check because I forgot to pull that up. We went 2-1 last week, and our new record is 23-14 plus 9.5 units.
Yep. So we're chugging right along.
Yep.
But yeah, follow us on Action on X, on over on Reddit. We post in all those subreddits. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, subscribe. We'll be back next week. I'm not sure if it will be a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Probably Wednesday, but just got to see what everyone's schedule looks like with Thanksgiving. Yeah, an exciting week coming up. We